So the next one is I think it's very situational, but how do you respond to thank you most of the time? So if someone said thank you so much or like thank you, how do you reply or how do you respond to thank you?
Oh, there are so many ways that people respond to thank you. It depends on the situation and on the person. I think the most common responses to thank you are you're welcome. That's usually pretty common. That's common with older people, I think, though.
Okay.
Younger people usually say no problem.
No problem. Okay.
It's funny you asked about this because there's actually discourse in America right now about the difference between you're welcome and no problem. Because older people in America sometimes think no problem sounds rude.
Why? It just kind of generation stuff?
It's a generational thing.
Okay.
Where younger people think no problem is more polite.
Mm.
Because implication, I guess, of the two words, you're welcome sounds sort of, I am doing you a favor. I'm glad you acknowledge that I did that.
Yeah, like I kind of feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then no problem is more like, you didn't have to say
like,
thank you.
Yeah, right.
It did not bother me at all to do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
So some older generations are like, oh, you're being rude by saying no problem. Like, almost like maybe they're accusing younger generations of being a little too casual, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But then younger generations are saying like, oh no, in our mind it's more polite because we're telling you it was literally no inconvenience. It's okay, blah, blah, blah. So those are the most common either way though.
Okay. How about my pleasure?
Oh man, that one you usually only hear in like a customer service setting.
Ah, okay.
Between friends, if a friend says my pleasure, they are most likely like joking. Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But genuinely to say that, it's usually only like at a restaurant or at a store.
Okay.
And that's not all the time, but Chick-fil-A, the really popular fast food restaurant in America, they have to say my pleasure.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of rule.
Yes. Yeah. So like if you go to eat at Chick-fil-A and you say thank you, they have to respond and say my pleasure.
Wow. So, thank you. No problem.
Yeah, no problem is probably the most common.
How about on business situation?
Oh, I think in business situation, no problem would be okay. You're welcome would be okay. Another one would be, of course. That sounds weird. But if my boss was like, oh, thank you for bringing me this, I would say, oh yeah, no, of course. So like, you didn't even have to thank me. It's my job. Of course I would bring it to you.
Okay.
Type. That's kind of what it sounds like. But any of them work. I will say this is a thing where any response to thank you is okay in pretty much any setting. Like you could use my pleasure to your boss. It's just not as common.
Okay.
But like there's nothing that you could say to thank you that would be like rude that I can think of in any situation.
Okay. Got it.